All right, Shalom. Kolo Yehovah, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do teach and rule well, tell us is 100% truth. Peace, love, and salutations unto the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect. You I came out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity. And to those of you who be likened unto speckled birds gathered to the four corners, speaking in different tongues, unto you we say Shalom. This lesson is inspired by an article that just came out, of Russia accusing Babylon. All right, so this is Jeremiah 15:22, and then we'll grab the article. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. All right, and why? Well, because of the wickedness that has taken place on this planet through Esau, Edom, who is a so-called white man. All right, first and foremost, as he is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, he's the devil that the Bible speaks of, and furthermore, for the wicked acts and decrees and actions, all right, that he has taken and continues to push or undergo, against the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? It reads, and why of great destruction? Well, because all of the nations, are going to come up against America, all right? Soon, very, very soon, man. All right, and this place is going to be utterly obliterated, utterly laid waste by thermonuclear missiles, okay? Verse 23, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right. Hey, that's why when you go into it in Revelations, all right, it mentions how the great merchants will bewail her, because it's like, oh, how could this great nation just become, look at what we're seeing. It's going to be broadcast, man. Everybody's going to be able to see the destruction of America. Okay? Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right? And Esau continues to get caught, man. All right, in that snare that the Lord has laid down for him. All right. Now, this article is from November 1st. Okay, I think that was yesterday or the day before. It reads, the U.S. slams Russia's ridiculous claims. And this is what, the well-favored harlot always does. They always say a claim is ridiculous. They always say that it's with no factual basis, the same way they did the serpent's poison. The same way they told you to go take the jab. These baseless claims, they're not factual, they're not this. And now you have every single day more information coming out about how detrimental that serpent's poison is. You see? Now, just because you might not have an adverse reaction to it, you shouldn't be you shouldn't be prideful, in the arrogant action that you have taken. All right, because you were warned, starting with our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. All right, and the rest of the elders and bishops on down. All right, and then you had regular people out there warning you. All right, warning you. All right, of how stupid you were to take something. All right, in which even other diseases that have had 144% more time, money, and energy invested into, they have yet to essentially release, because they already have the cures, but they have yet to, release those cures. So if they haven't done that with these other areas, what makes you think, they would do so with this? All right, and as the data shows when you go into it, further proving that he is, the devil that he is, all right, you can go into how many flu cases existed in 2019 and 2018, and then you can go into how many flu cases existed in 2020, all right? you will see a dramatic change. Okay? Now, you also have to understand through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the same way people died from diseases before, people died from the flu, people died from plenty of things, man. All right? The judgment of the Lord is always going out. And that didn't change during this time. You see? But through the fear mongering, through the spirits of fear, through pestilence, all right? Because there were individuals, who received the C-19, if you will, which when you've researched it, all they did was manipulate that influenza strain, to target certain people and certain DNA and genomes. You see? If you're familiar with Project Veritas, you can go into stuff like that, man. Which is not to get too deep, all right? But it just shows how much of a demon, all right, how much of a devil this guy is. And the same way he said all of those things back then, all right? Hey, well, we came to find out time and time again that it was all lies, you see? And they're doing the same thing today, all right? U.S. slams Russia's ridiculous claims with no factual basis that British Prime Minister Liz Truss sent a text to Anthony Blinken saying it's done after the Nord Stream pipeline explosion. All right. And if you don't know who this particular lady is, okay, Liz Truss to receive, let me see if it'll pop up. Here we go. All right. So during her brief time, okay, she was only a prime minister for 6 weeks. And guess what? In those 6 weeks, now she's eligible to make 115,000 pounds per year for the rest of her life. See? Because that's this system, that's this society, When you're plugged in with the system, when you get drunken with the wine of Babylon, you can reap the rewards, okay? So this particular, pawn, she served her purpose, all right? And what was that? That was ultimately to get these actions done against Russia and then get out, We'll reward you handsomely. We know that you'll get this done because you're with us, right? Behind the scenes, because you have to understand all of these political parties are BS. They really serve at the behest of the elites. All right. But the manner in which they handle things is always the argument of discussion. All right. They're all pushing towards the same agenda, but it's just a matter of how they manipulate the policies to get to that same, agenda or get to that same result, which is the New World Order. Right. So Russia has accused Britain and the U.S. of conspiring to blow up the Nord Stream gas pipes. All right. And there's this individual Canadian prepper on YouTube. He did a great video on it. Okay. Talking about we're in trouble, we meaning America, and basically anybody that's not Russia. Okay. Because as he may mention in the video, imagine you spending years and years and millions of dollars to create this pipeline that will essentially bring your country billions of dollars, right? Because that oil pipeline, over time was going to bring in billions, if you will, which we know they don't have that much time, okay? But the concept of it. And imagine you do all those things and then you're accused of blowing up your own pipeline. Which that wouldn't make any sense. The purpose is to make you money, not build something and then destroy it to then lose money, right? That's short-sighted in nature. And we all know that in a political aspect, you never take a particular action that is such short-sighted. You always play the long game, okay? So, that came out, through the mainstream media, which is nothing but the serpent's tongue, the lies and the bullshit. All right. But, this would make sense. All right. As the U.S. has done plenty of times through their so-called endeavor of democracy, through overthrowing governments, nation states, all these, all throughout history, man. All right, it's either been one of two things. America invades a whole country under the guise of, let's say, what did they say? Weapons of mass destruction. You know, Osama bin Laden hiding in a cave. He orchestrated the biggest terror attack, you know, with guys with box cutters that penetrated the world's most advanced defense system in 2001. You know, all these different things, right? So we already can clearly see who the boogeyman is, all right? You're just saying that statement, it just sounds preposterous, okay? And as we've seen, all right, every single time the U.S. wants to get something done, they either do it by invading the nation themselves or they do it through joint efforts with another nation, right? You can simply Google U.S. Mossad operation, you know, the Mossad being the intelligence agency of the small hats, the fake rat Jews over there, okay? And here we go. Israeli spies in the U.S. All right, new details on the U.S.-Israel communications during Mossad operation. You see, so it's a common trend, all right? And it goes to show you, you know, even the algorithm, because Google is owned by the small hats as well, all right? Even the algorithm will try to basically shield any mention of U.S., you know, in Mossad operations. Let's see if Presearch does a better job. All right, which is an alternative search platform. Okay. U.S.-led Western elite support Mossad terror operations. This was back in 2013. Okay. U.S.-Israel strategic cooperation, intelligence collaborations. All right. So, you know, you get the point. Okay. But so it's not surprising here that they use Britain. Okay. Because essentially, who would expect Britain to do America's dirty work? You know, for the most part, it's been the U.S. and the small hats. You know, those fake Jews over there, or they might team up with France and Germany. You know, for certain operations, you don't hear too much about Britain. You know, or what is it called? MI5. Okay, the security service over there in the UK. All right. MI5 is the British Security Service, and then MI6 is their Foreign Intelligence Service. Okay, which we know they have joint operations. You know, you can go into the Five Eyes Alliance. All right. And look, you see the algorithm, sort of an artifact, you know, of major powers banding together, which has gotten way worse, the power that they exemplify. But the point is, man, like we read in Jeremiah, all right, you've been caught, man. All right, time and time again, you've been caught. And the beautiful thing about it is, if you look at current events over the past few years, America has been getting exposed at such a high level. It's just like, how does anybody even want to deal with this place anymore? You know, which they don't, you know, but more so like regular Americans, you know, you regular peasant Americans, you know, you peasant foreigners who still come to America and think that this is some great place, that you are going to have freedom that you did not experience because you're a woman and you were being oppressed in your native country and all this nonsense, right? The same way you had the Iranian President Twitter. Is it Khamenei? I think it is. What is it? Khamenei? Yep, here we go. Let's go to it. Okay. Give me one moment. Here we go. The events over the past few weeks weren't simple street riots. The enemy started a hybrid war. The U.S., Israel, some sly, vicious European powers, and certain groups used whatever they had to do this. All right. This is actually the one that I wanted to grab, though, tying it in with the article. A sign of the U.S. decline is the election of people like the current and former presidents. One was a man like Trump, whom the world considered to be crazy. After he was defeated, a man like this current one comes into power, and you know about him, all right? Meaning his wicked acts that he does behind the scenes, and certain other things that have been brought out. All right. For those of you who have or haven't been following, the same way with the Hunter Biden laptop, which was deemed a conspiracy theory by all of mainstream media until after Biden got the election. And now it all came out that it was, in fact, not a conspiracy. It was true. Okay, so you see the trend here, all right? Vladimir Putin's spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, has not released any evidence, of course, because America can point the finger and blame, and they will say all manner of things without any evidence, the same way they did to you people back with the weapons of mass destruction, the same way they did with you with the computer-generated images that they created of the videos of Osama bin Laden, the same way they did going all the way back to the war on drugs, which when you go into the Pentagon Papers, it proves that the U.S. government, along with America, which is Babylon the Great in scriptures, is just wicked, man. All right? It's just wicked, okay? Utterly distasteful, a house of robbery and lies, and is that well-favored harlot, that disgusting whore, that harlot as spoken about in scriptures, all right, that thinks, she will continue to remain at the top, all right, and nothing will happen, all right. Well, guess what? The beautiful thing, all right, as we're reading, is that you've been caught, all right. You have been caught, okay? And you continue to have this mindset. Hence, you see these articles, ridiculous. There's no basis for it, you see. You continue to push that narrative, but you've been caught, okay? In verse 25, the Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. All right, this is the work of the Lord, power, all right, the Heavenly Father, all right, of hosts in the land of Chaldeans. And what's the land of the Chaldeans? America, man. Okay, America, the land of the Edomite, all right, the land of the Chaldees, the center for when you go into Ur of the Chaldees, all right, back in the Old Testament, okay. Actually, let me just grab it. All right. What was it, man? The Center for Moon Worship, of the Chaldees. Okay, Genesis. All right, let's go to the concordance here. All right, in of the Chaldees. Okay. Oh, hold on. It should be this one. In All right. City in southern Babylonia, city of the Chaldeans, the center of moon worship. You see, home of Abraham's father Terah, and departure point for Abraham's migration to Mesopotamia and Canaan. All right, and what's today? Well, the center of moon worship, the center of all manner of idolatrous worship is Babylon all over again, man. Okay, the modern day city of the Chaldeans. Okay, the modern day city of the Magi's as well. Okay, because when you go into it, all right, you had the Magi's, Chaldeans. Okay, Chaldean Magi. Let me see if I can find this particular article. It actually went into it very. Let me see, is this it? This is not it. But basically, the ancient wise men, all right, or the magi, the magicians, the sorcerers, the witches, the warlocks, all of that, that's the same thing you have today. All right, that's why you have a heavy vibration of Satanism and demonic energy in essentially all manner of society now. Okay, because as the elites have done, they started, within themselves over years and years, and they continue to expand and grow. All right, and through gradualism, they created TV shows and movies and music. They continue to implement more and more. A drop of poison at a time. To the point where now you can't turn on your TV like you could have done 20, 30 years ago and just let your children sit and watch TV. All right, because there's all manner of poison and wickedness, all right, that is spewed, all right, through those visions that they tell you, okay, through the news, through academia, through all of these different methods, and portals. That's really what they are, portals, for you to enter into that wicked domain that he operates in, on the left-hand side. You see, but guess what? The Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the Lord. For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. So soon what we will see is the Lord's army. Okay, it's already opened, but being used. All right, being brought forth. Those weapons of his indignation. What are what? Those nuclear missiles, man. Okay, and why? Well, look what you've done. You've started. Okay. You've been poking the bear, for quite some time now, but now you've started the war. Okay, you've imploded, you've destroyed, you've dismantled Russia's, essentially their full infrastructure that was based off of this particular pipeline, which is an act of clear war. You see. So that's why, man, that's why it's important to understand what's going on. Okay? All right, then you had the, who was it? The Fed, the Fed guy, okay? Fed raises interest rates. All right? Here we go. The Fed announced its fourth consecutive jumbo interest rate hike of 75 base points. Here are four things that will be more expensive. Okay. Rate hikes increase the chance of a recession. Well, we're already in one. Okay. Credit cards will get more expensive. With increased rates, the annual percentage rate on credit cards is likely to decline to an average of 19% from 18%. For a credit card balance of $5,000 with a 19% APR, you pay an additional $1,000 in interest. Although financing is going to increase, mortgages are going to increase. So people's monthly payments, interest rates for mortgages tend to rise with rate hikes and other variable rate loans, which ultimately does what? Okay, well, in a system based off of credit and lending, it's ultimately going to continue to reverberate and cause a domino effect, man. All right, so, man, just the wadi al-bashim yal-shai bashim kakwadash, man, because these things are beautiful to see. All right, this is further adding on to the tab and judgment that will come to Babylon. All right, hey, and soon we about to see all hell break loose, man. Okay, it's about to be a dark winter, as they've been saying. All right, and the Wadi Bashim Yalshai Bashim Kakudash for whatever 2023, okay, is about to usher in, may it be dreadful, devastating, okay, may terrors and evils, all right, come unto Babylon, all right, come unto the wicked, all right, all these things, man, okay. Baba Kasha, may it hasten quickly, man, so we can get the fuck up out of here, man. All right? And not even have to see such stupid titled articles. You see? How stupid of you to put this out here, talking about no factual basis. As if anything that you have spewed in your entire baseless life, all right, has been factual, has been honest and sincere. So the hell with this place, man. All right, so hey, Lord's will you was edified in closing. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash, double honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do teach and rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Peace, love, and salutation unto the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect. You, Akim, out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Unto those of you who be likened unto the speckled birds gathered to the four corners, speaking in different tongues. Unto you we say, Shalom.